Somebody told me that Jared spoke about this at one, maybe the Chicago convention, but it's really the only prank they've ever pulled on me, and of course I didn't let them have any fun. It was a dream, a little dream of me. I was in a hospital bed for a lot of that show, and man, that's great. I mean, if you ever get a chance to be on a show and be in a bed, you just lie there and everything happens around you. They move you around. You don't have to remember where to walk. You just lie there. You sometimes have to remember, okay, where my legs cross. No, I don't think so. I'm telling you, it's hard work. Well, we were doing a scene where Sam and Dean come in to talk to Bobby after Bobby's awakened, and it was, as I recall, fairly serious stuff, and I had this little speech, and all during the speech, Jared, who was off camera, was twisting my toes. He was just one after another, twisting them like he was going to pull them off. And I'm lying there going, well, boys, we're going to find this demon guy. And it was only a word or two into the speech before I realized what he was doing. And I thought, not this time. And he was really unhappy that I didn't break. But I felt pretty good about it. So apparently he thought that was sort of notable. I haven't pulled any pranks on the guys because I'm mature. No, that's a falsehood. I haven't really pulled any pranks on the guys, mainly because they have series contracts and I don't.
Wait, oh no, I always gotta go first. I don't know if I mean, there's so many that you're around them all the time, because there's never a scene, I don't think, that I was ever in that they weren't sort of indirectly in. So they're memorable to work with because they're fun, they're professional, they know what they're doing, they don't get stuck in their heads, they're normal guys. You know, they're not these actors that need to go and have a moment here and then come in and, you know, they're not like that. They're really, hey man, how's it going? You know, eating potato chips and oh, action, okay, and then they'll go off and do it. So every minute was pretty memorable with them. The one thing I could say is Jared, love him, has a shorter attention span. So he was always a prankster. He was always up to something bad because you know, you're on set 16 hours a day. His attention span, they start to get bored. And when they got punchy at the end of the day, they would start, their accents came out, they were getting tired. Yeah, exactly. And they would start getting goofy because they were overtired and they were overworked and they'd run this so many times. So you had to keep an eye on Jared. Jensen was a little more straight up, but Jared, if you didn't see him, you worried. Like, where is he? And it smells like farts in here. And he walked in with a can of wine. It's like, and you knew you got it. He'd come up with this thing, that frozen air gas, but then something just to blow the camera out. But it was dry ice, but it was in a gun, and he would go really slowly. It was like holding a match to the, you didn't feel it at first, and all of a sudden it was like, whoa, 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 whoa! And it really hurt. And you knew immediately you were in pain. Jared was attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, they were just always laughs. I mean, we're always having a good time, you know, passing Brokeback Mountain jokes back and forth. You know, I mean, and really those two are the sweetest guys in the world. They really are down to earth, very, very, you know, just a pleasure to work with and made me feel comfortable, and there was no ego whatsoever. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was my first day on set, and Jared tried to get me to drink this iced coffee that he had convinced everybody was really good, and he went around with pretty much everyone and convinced them to take a sip, and he put soy sauce in it or something. And it was really silly, but he got everyone, and he was so amused and so happy. Or with Kim Manners, because Kim is not the tallest guy in the world, and they're extremely
short. Yeah, he's a very little guy.
and they're very tall, and what they would do is that every time he would come and give directions, they would stand in front of him and kind of do that so no one could see him. And they pranked him when we were shooting, what is it? Oh, No Exit, yeah. So you know about that story where they show, I think they show it in the gag reel, they pour water on them. I was there. I was done shooting. I was done for the day, but I stayed. And I took 3 hours just to watch that because they deserved it.
How can you pop the question?
How we did? It was very long. It's a very long story. It's a very long story, but I can share it. Quickly, hopefully, because I speak fast, so there's no really other way to do it. But long story short, we were in Paris. He wanted to go somewhere fabulous, and I wanted to stay in and have room service and play checkers with him, because that's what we do, because we don't get a lot of time together. So even when we're in great exotic places, we still spend a lot more time in our hotel room just with each other. We like to play Scrabble, we like to play chess, we like board games, and we like room service. We like room service. And so we stayed there, which was really appropriate for us. And there was a long speech. It happened to be our 4-year anniversary, so he had me full. We were celebrating an anniversary already, so when he bought champagne and started telling me all these things, I really just thought it was that 4-year thing, because he does that. He's very sentimental, and we still celebrate the month anniversary. We do. It's so sad. Oh my God. I didn't do this in high school. This was supposed to happen like, I don't know, 20,000 years ago for me. But thank you. But so he started giving a nice speech that I thought was just a speech, and we were sitting, and then he stood me up, and I thought it was because we were both crying, he just wanted a hug, and when he stood me up, he got down. Sweet. It was sweet. He was still my height. Well, guys like, yeah, sit on the ground. But that's it. I'm speaking much more clearly than I thought I would. And you guys are very calming. This is as calm as I think. But thank you for asking.
Who's next? Hi.
Hi. You're hilarious, and I was wondering, do you have like a comedic background, or like how did you get into like acting and stuff?
Well, you know, the first thing I ever did was improv comedy in the Groundlings in LA, and then at college, Vassar College. Gentlemen over there. And that was the first thing. I loved improv so much. It terrified me more than anything, which some people jump out of planes, and I like to get on stage in front of 300 people and make stuff up.
Is that Tony Romo?
Yeah.
I have that jersey, man. I like it.
Dallas is your favorite team, right?
Dallas is my favorite team. Is Dallas your favorite team?
Yes.
Awesome, man. I'm Jared.
Who's your favorite player on Dallas?
My favorite player on Dallas would probably be Jason Witten. Yeah, I love Tony Romo, but Jason Witten's a really hard-working guy, and he makes me think that, you know, with hard work and a lot of perseverance, you can get to the top of your game. Plus, he seems cool. Plus, he's a lot bigger than I am, so if I ever met him, I would want to say that he's my favorite player, because he could probably kick my butt. But I have a Tony Romo jersey. Actually, my Christmas present from Jensen was a Tony Romo jersey, that same one you're wearing. And he has one too, so now me, you, and Jensen all have one. Cool, man. It's nice talking to you, buddy.